Plaintiff Jessica French says a month after her husband suddenly passed away, she met the defendant online and they started dating. However, Jessica claims after she loaned him money and bought furniture for him, he broke up with her, so she's suing. Defendant Stephen Byer says his relationship with the plaintiff was purely sexual at first, and he had no idea she was recently widowed. Stephen claims everything from Jessica was a gift, so he denies owing for anything.
All rise. This court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Greg Mathis presiding. You may now be seated.
Let's start with you.
I met Steve back in April of 2020. My husband had passed away in March, very unexpectedly. We were married 20 years. Wow. So I was in a very, very low place at this time. I had lots of support and family that helped out, and I had someone recommend maybe a dating site or two would help. Meeting somebody, talking to. So on one of those sites, I did meet Steve. We talked quite a while, and we could talk for hours. Telephone, text, even the Zoom calls and stuff.
How often?
Every single day.
Okay.
Multiple times a day.
How long after that did you all meet in person?
A week or so.
Okay.
I can't remember exactly.
Where did you all meet?
Near where he lived, halfway point.
At a restaurant or at his house?
No, it was COVID. Everything was shut down.
So where did you meet? Outside?
A hotel.
Right, okay. That's why you scared to say it. Okay. First time you met the man, y'all were at the hotel. Did you all have relations that night?
Yes.
Okay. And afterwards, what was the nature of the relationship?
Well, it didn't take very long, as you can see, between April and June there. When we began talking to each other on the text messages and phone calls, he was telling me how he had been married for like 17 years. We kind of clicked over this of him having to leave, but he had to wait for 30 days to get some money to move out to a new apartment, but that he wanted to have his kids and he really wasn't going to be able to have them the way he wanted because he had no furniture, nothing like that was in the apartment. He was starting completely over. So we discussed about what he would do, how could I help, what would he need. So it started with he had to find a place first to live, which he did. And that place was a little bit more expensive than what he could afford. So we discussed that initially, but he said that he had money put aside in an escrow account or something, getting divorced. Money shouldn't be an issue, but it was just for the moment. And it was a lot of talking of, I don't know what I'm going to do. I need this, I need that.
Now, how long after meeting him did he start dry begging?
Oh my goodness, that was days. Like
talking about his bills days after meeting him. Yeah, that's straight up dry begging. I mean, right after you meet a person, I'd like to come over. But I got to get this taken care of first.
Exactly.
Because I'm too stressed out. I wouldn't be good company. Did they ever say, I wouldn't be good company if we got together today because all that's on my mind are these bills.
And my back hurts. And I'm having these issues. Oh, yes.
My back hurts on the floor or on the couch. Sleeping on the couch makes my back hurt. So I can't do nothing with you until I get a nice furniture set. That's dry begging at its finest.
I was in that spot where I probably would have just believed anything at that point. He was saying all the right things. He started with the I love yous and I can't wait to be with you. And I can't wait to see your name as Jessica Byer. Wow. It was I should have seen these things as being flags, but I was so traumatized by the loss of You're
trying to cover that pain with other companionship and hoping that it will go away. It's
absolutely.
Almost like a
and
rebound.
He said everything perfectly right. Everything.
Let me hear from you, sir. Let me hear your side.
Yeah, like Jessica had said that we started seeing each other or started talking to each other in April of 2020. Within that first week, we were with each other sexually. We met at this hotel. It was just a sexual relationship. It wasn't anything more than that right off the bat. She instantly started showering me with gifts. Like, here's some cologne. I think you'd smell good with this stuff. And I'm a blue collar person. So if I don't like to take things for free, I like to earn them on my own.
What else do you
So,
consider showering?
She was handed me some. She made some like painting or something like that and handed it to me with some poem on the back talking about how in love she was already with me. And it's just like I was like she said, I was going through a divorce at that time. She didn't tell me anything about her husband passing or anything like that when we were talking to each other for that first week. So when she told me of that, it's when I was at her house the first time I was to visit her. So I see these pictures of her husband all over the place, and I seen a picture of somebody that looked to be like laying in a coffin. So I had asked her about that, and she goes, "Oh, that's my husband. He just recently passed in March of 2020." So that kind of caught me off guard.
How long had you been talking to her on the internet before you were at her home?
3 weeks.
For 3 weeks, you all talked endlessly, hours at a time?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and in 3 weeks, for hours at a time, she never said, "I'm a widow,"
No, sir.
that my husband died. Never.
No, sir. That was never brought up.
And did you say, "Why didn't you tell me?" Because that's
Yes, sir.
odd.
Yes, sir. I said something about that. I said, I wouldn't grieve the way that she was grieving, going right into it, jumping into a dating app. You know, I would try to give myself some time to grieve. She decided that she didn't want to scare me away, that we were just freshly going into a relationship, and that she didn't want to chase me away with something that serious. And I said, this is something that shouldn't be kept from people. That, you know, I was honest right away with what I was going through. I expected the same out of her.
Ma'am, you believed telling him that you suffered from the loss of your husband would have scared him away?
It was right on my profile. Recently widowed woman.
Sir?
No, sir, it was not. No, it wasn't. That wasn't on her dating app's profile at all.
And ma'am, tell me about the loans and the property.
So the loan part is me paying home furniture. It came out of my checking account to pay for it. So May 1st, he got his apartment. He wouldn't be able to move in until the following week. So we discussed what furniture he would need because he literally had nothing. And he kept telling me, "I appreciate you. Thank you. Yep, I wouldn't be able to do this without you." I made all the appointments. So on May 7th, we picked the furniture that he wanted. So he got a king size headboard, footboard, dresser. And then we ended up going to Big Lots, and at that store got the mattress and the rest of the stuff to put into your home. The entire receipt is all like cleaning supplies, silverware, you know.
But
towels,
did he ever say he would repay you? I'm missing that part. That's the most important part.
Multiple times.
Pardon?
Multiple times. Said it in person.
What was the pay? Was there a payment plan?
It was very light, so to speak, as far as there was no date set of when you had to pay, because like I said he had money sitting in some escrow account. He would get that with the divorce.
All right, now let's get to the unreturned property you're speaking of.
Yes.
Queen bed set, Keurig coffee maker, and bedding.
One of the days that I came to visit, I brought that stuff with.
Sir, you tell me about the purchase of the furniture and the other items that she says you agreed to repay her.
Yeah, I never agreed to repay her. The conversation had started with, she asked me how I was going to get furniture for my new place. And I was asking to set up, you know, through a rent-to-own center to get furniture that I could afford. And then out of her mouth was that, no, you need furniture that's going to be your forever furniture. You need to do this, you need to do that. And if I'm going to be sleeping down there, I need to be sleeping on a certain bed with a certain mattress and this and that. So this is going to be my home away from home. So I don't know where she's getting that from. And I told her right off the bat that I wasn't comfortable with something like that happening. She was insistent that she does this for me because this is what people do when they care for each other. And then I reminded her again, hey, we just started seeing each other. You know, what's to say that this is going to work out or not? Because what had happened is I went up to her house. I want to say it was the beginning of June to visit her for a weekend. When I came in contact with her, she was extremely intoxicated and belligerent. She started an argument right away with me. At that point, probably 45 minutes into my stay with her, I called it. I said, I have to go home. So I left her house, heading home. I stopped to get some gas and something to eat. And I got a ping from the dating site that we had signed up to. And it was instantly showing me a profile for her that she had just set up that day. Like, I just left her house and she set up a profile.
Saying what?
Instantly. Saying that she was looking for the same type of thing, looking for a man. Yep. using pictures that she had sent me through the week all the way up until that Friday, even that day.
Ma'am, is that true?
I have no idea what he's talking about.
You tell me how things went. Why you broke up and what happened.
He started getting distant about a week or so before the actual breakup that he's talking about. He came on that weekend, I believe it was the first weekend in June. The day he came to visit for that weekend was the day, oddly enough, that the last piece of furniture got delivered. And he came to my driveway and I could tell immediately something was off. Like there was no eye contact. He wasn't acting like him. So we went and sat down, discussed like what is going on. And he said that he was just upset. And I was sitting here, I said, I don't know what you're doing here. Like, you seem very angry, and all I'm trying to do is help you. Well, I don't want your help. Fine. You don't want my help. I don't know what you want here then. And the exact words from his mouth when he looked at me was, are we doing this? Yeah, I guess we're doing this. I don't know what you're talking about. And then he turned around, got in his truck, and left.
Okay.
Yes.
So he doubled down on you with the game.
Yeah.
All right. First he drive begs you, then he comes with the trump up the argument game.
There you go.
And then say, I ain't giving you nothing. I ain't want to talk to you. I'm angry. We don't go together. These were gifts. That's pretty good.
I sent a message right away asking about it, and he never replied.
You've been to Detroit, have you? Got some lessons from some of my boys in Detroit. Yeah. So my boys who couldn't get no real money, they had to hustle women. Right. What they call them, scrubs. I'll call my buddies all scrubs. Getting money off women. Go ahead. I told you, and they don't watch, so I can talk about them like a dog. Supposed to be my lifelong friends, and y'all don't watch the show. I'm talking about you behind your back. Scrubs. Using women for money.
Yes.
I'm not gonna call your name, sir, but you fit that script. That's how the game goes. You start out with the dry begging. Every day. And you want to enjoy your company. So that if the man coming over frantic every day and depressed, okay, honey.
Yes.
Let me buy you the furniture. You don't even matter. No. I tell you how it went. Can I buy you the furniture? Oh, no. I would never want you to do that, right? Did he ever say, I don't want you to do it?
Well, it was that whole thing of, I don't know what I'm going to do and how can I do this?
That's what I said. And did he say, I don't want you to do it? All right.
Yeah, no. I got this.
Right, that's my point. That's what I'm getting to. That's how it goes down. That's exactly how it goes down. That is classic. Now give me some evidence, ma'am. Sounds like you have some text messages indicating some discussions.
Yes. So we had been discussing with him going to be moving and needing this stuff. So it was on April 30th. We were discussing, I said, oh, you're going to owe me tons of money. And he replied with, I'm going to give you cash for repayment. That was the first one.
Yeah, see, these texts that ruin the game.
Oh, I love it.
Text messages ruin the game. If you say it over the phone, unless she taping you, it's better to say it in front of her, though. Oh, yeah, baby, I'm going to pay you back. I mean, you know that. Long as we've been together, I wouldn't leave you hanging. I know what you've been going through.
Yes.
You don't text that. These texts are messing up the game. Glad I ain't hustling no more.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to give you cash. Buddy, how do you want to explain that, sir?
I was just feeling compelled to offer something at that point because she was willing to do all this for me.
Okay.
And
what happened to your compulsion?
This is hard to explain it. So it's like, I just didn't want to feel like I was taking advantage of her. I knew that if I didn't say something at that point in time, my conscience was going to get the best of me, and it did. So
you didn't want to do anything to use her. Is that what I just heard you say?
Yes, sir.
A woman buying you something, and she says, give me some money for it, because I believe these were loans. You don't think that makes her feel taken advantage of when you say no?
When she's sitting there telling me that all this stuff she's got laying around her house that she needs to get rid of, she doesn't know what to do with it after all this stuff had gone down. She just take this. I don't need this. I don't need that. And it's just like, wait. Well,
whatever she said, she showed me text where you say you'd pay it back. The game didn't run out. Hope none of your other victims see this, or you're going to be out of bed. You're going to be back sleeping on the floor. Judgment for the plaintiff. Have a good day.